What is going on, YouTube? It's Andrew and I am back. I have more parts, lots of parts. Motor still looks pretty much the way it was. I got intercooler piping and I got a stage 1 tune. I originally was just getting an immobilizer done on the ECU, but the guy decided to give me a stage 1 tune as well, which means I get launch control, I guess, and some other fun stuff, secondary air bypass, which I have done, but now the computer knows. And then I think he upped the boost too. I'm not sure. I'm hoping the ECU works when we plug it in and everything. He was having a little bit of trouble with his computer, but if not, I just go and get another ECU. So I ended up getting I think 3 intercooler hoses. I got the one that comes off of the cold side of the turbo, or both of them that come off the cold side of the turbo. I did forget the one that goes from the throttle body to the intercooler. I got a stock side mount. I'm sticking with that to start. Mainly, I'm going side mount just to get everything working the way I want it to, and then we'll go front mount. I found my 3-inch downpipe, test pipe, and the rest of my exhaust, the mufflers in the basement somewhere. I think I cut that resonator at one point, so we're gonna have to make that longer. And I got a bunch of random hoses that I need to sort through. I realized we didn't actually paint this bracket in the last video. I said I was going to do that, and that was the whole purpose of doing the video. But we ended up fixing the fuel rail mounts for the intake manifold. Here's the ECU. I just want to make sure you guys actually see the ECU. That way you don't think I'm lying to you when I say I have a tune. But yeah, it's just an ECU that's been reflashed. So a lot of stuff in this project, you might ask why I'm reusing like gaskets and spark plugs and stuff. I'm just trying to get the thing started. That way I make sure this motor actually runs, considering I've never heard it run. And I don't want to dump money into something that I know may or may not run. So with saying that, I'm going to run the 2.0 trans on the 1.8T just until I find out that the motor runs and everything, and then we're going to find a 1.8 trans. That's not too hard to find. Apparently you can run the 2.0 transes, it's just harsher on the synchros. And clutch, I'm going to run the factory clutch, and when we do get a 1.8 trans, I think we're going to run a stage 2 clutch. I don't know yet. Right now I'm waiting on the breather hoses, which I actually found out that I'd only need 1, considering I'm going to run a catch can. And that is the elbow that always cracks right here. Everything else that comes with the kit for 17 bucks, I found on Walmart.com. Yeah, surprising. Walmart had a listing for that. But that's not coming in for another week and a half. And that part always cracks, which is, well, that's what's left of it. And I think the elbow is somewhere. I don't remember where the elbow went, but it's somewhere. Turbo, yes. I grabbed the bright pipe that goes on the end that bolts onto it, which is awesome because I didn't actually know. When I went and grabbed these parts, it was in a whole bucket of random 1.8 parts, and that was like 1.8s from B5s. And yeah, it's kind of hard to remember what goes to what when it's in a random bin. So I kind of had a picture in my head, which kind of sucks because I never owned a Mark IV 1.8. I owned a B5, so everything in my head was familiar with B5 1.8s. I have done a lot of work on 1.8s from Mark IVs, but besides the fact, we got parts. What I'm going to end up doing when we do end up pulling out the motor from the 2.0 that's in the Jetta now, I'm going to get the AC vacuum down. That way there's no AC in the system. That way I can rip the whole front end off and we can just go in and out through the front instead of lifting up and over. The reason why I want to do that, I want to put it in with the turbo hooked up, and there's only 2 mounts, one on each side and the dog bone underneath. So that means I can just slide it right in, and I don't have to try and pretty much kick my ass trying to put the turbo on while it's in the car. Plus for me. That way also, when we know that it runs, when we go to put a 1.8 trans on it, we just pull it right back out through the front, and we don't have to deal with doing anything in the car. Makes it a lot easier. It's a little backwards putting something in and then taking it back out, but to me it's easier. So you might be asking, what am I actually going to be doing in this video? Pretty much putting stuff on and trying to figure out what I still need, because I need to put the turbo on the engine. That way I can figure out which pipes and everything I need, because I don't really have like a whole diagram to follow. I just kind of need to remember which parts I need, and that kind of means I need to go to the junkyard, which I keep putting off. I do have a new diverter valve. I don't know where it went. I got KO3 gasket. I got the downpipe gasket. I have a OE oil filter and drain plug, and I don't know. Let me get started. I got to put these coil packs in and put the spark plugs back in, mainly because I just want to clean up the garage a little bit and I don't have a place. But the turbo's on. We have turbo stuff. I took it off, yes, when I cleaned the block. Probably should have just left it on and left the block the way it is until I knew that it started. That is not fun with one person. You kind of need one arm strength. And I'm missing a crush washer for the one banjo bolt. I gotta get another hookup to the oil cooler because I stole that because it was missing from the other line. I guess somebody else messed with it. Everything's mounted. Oil drain is mounted. Never disconnected it down there. If anybody knows what the purpose of this big thing is, let me know. Leave it in the comments. Because I'm guessing it's like a baffle or something, or it's a place to catch oil. I'm not sure, but it's annoying that I don't know what it is. And that bolt I was putting in the side is just to kind of mount the stainless steel line for the turbo oil feed. So not really much that I did, but we got the turbo on. Now I can figure out piping and everything, what piping I need kind of. If you have any help, leave it in the comments below. I'm kind of looking for help on this one. Don't know exactly all the parts I need unless I go to a junkyard and start looking. And I kind of rather would have a list before I go to the junkyard. I kind of have an idea. I need kind of like miscellaneous hoses because these things are full of vacuum hoses, and I got to figure out which ones I'm deleting at the same time, like the vacuum reservoir. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have a question, leave it in the comments below. If you like what we do and you like the 1.8 project, hit the subscribe button right now. We're almost to 2,000. I'm hoping by the end of the 1.8 build, we're at 2,000 subscribers. And who knows, maybe we'll throw a turbo on the 2.0, slam it in Brandon's car, and have fun with that. So if you hit 2,000, then we'll probably put a turbo on the 2.0.